The manager stood before the shed with a letter in his hand. 6 little engines watched him anxiously. "There is another narrow-gauge railway on the mainland," he told them. "One of their engines is ill, and their manager needs a replacement. Now, I can't spare anyone until Duke is mended, but I wanted to suggest to him that one of us—" "Oh, sir! Please, sir!" the engines cried excitedly. The manager held his ears. "You can't all go," he laughed. "I thought— Sir Handel." "Oh, sir," said Sir Handel happily. A few days later, Duke was taken to the works. Sir Handel's excitement grew. The weeks passed, and still Duke didn't come back. One day, he was waiting at the station when Gordon arrived. "I've been invited to another railway," he told him importantly, "but I can't be spared until Duke is mended." "Quite right," said Gordon. "It's a great responsibility to be indispensable." "Gordon says I'm, insensible," he boasted to the others. They were amused, but not impressed. Sir Handel's impatience got worse and worse. The longer Duke was away, the more excitable he became. One day, when he went to fetch his coaches, he left in such a hurry that he didn't bring enough. The poor coaches were crammed full of passengers. When they reached the top station, he was exhausted. An enormous crowd of people waited on the platform for the last train home. "They must have come on earlier trains and stayed to picnic by the lake," said the fireman. "Never mind, we'll manage somehow. It's all downhill from here." But at the station near the waterfall, the platform there was full too. "We'll need a shoehorn to get them all in," said the conductor, scratching his head. "Never mind, we'll do it somehow. I'll take some with me in the van." The passengers had enjoyed their day in the hills and didn't mind standing. They knew it would only be for a short while. The conductor always checked tickets at the station by the waterfall. Today it was a long job, and it took so long that Sir Handel sizzled anxiously. "An insensible engine like me shouldn't be kept waiting," he fumed. At last the conductor was ready. He blew his whistle, waved his green flag, and turned towards the van. "At last we're off! Do come along! At last we're off! Do come along!" Sir Handel snorted impatiently. He started so suddenly that the conductor had to run to the train. He attempted to board the van, but the door was blocked by passengers. By the time they'd made room for him, the train was out of the station, and the conductor was left standing on the platform. He blew his whistle and waved his red flag, but Sir Handel was making such a fuss he didn't hear him. The van tried to stop, but there was no one to put her brakes on. "Stop! Stop!" she cried. The coaches tried to hold back and call out, but Sir Handel wouldn't listen. "Silly coaches, we will not be late!" Luckily, a passenger knew what to do. He pressed a button, and a buzzer sounded in Sir Handel's cab. Sir Handel hissed furiously as his brakes came on. "Now what?" he demanded. The driver looked back, and he saw the conductor running alongside the line. "We've only gone and left our conductor behind," he snapped. "That's what you get for being in such a rush." Sir Handel was sorry at once. Passengers helped the conductor into the van, and Sir Handel started again. After a fast run, the train reached the station at the same time as Henry. The conductor came to see him. "I'm sorry I was impatient, sir," he said nervously. "I didn't want to be late. Insensible engines shouldn't be late, should they?" "No," agreed the conductor, "but sensible engines know that patience is a virtue. Remember that next time." "I'll try," said Sir Handel sadly. A few days later, Duke was mended, meaning Sir Handel was free to go. Edward noted as he took him to the harbor that he was most insistent on taking his time.